Ah, yes. So you've missed me, have you? Interesting. I happen to have missed you too. But what does that change? Right here, right now, we've met again. So, you have to decide what you're going to do about it. Oh, I could do so many things. Just seeing you is enough to make my blood boil, my heart race. As much as I hesitate to admit it, I missed you too. It wasn't easy waiting these months apart. I still can't believe it was. It's surreal. No, I couldn't sully a moment like this by saying something too smug. Other than that, you're mine, and of course you're going to be for the rest of forever. You don't have a choice, of course. Would I be myself if I didn't rob you of all choice by my sheer independence, glory, and passion? No, I think not. It feels so strange, but also so much like home. When I see that dumbfounded look on your face, when you show me how much of a simpleton you are. Am I kidding? I guess there's only one way to find out. Do something I wouldn't expect from you. You think something so direct would be enough? Well, I'm not telling. If it is enough, then I guess you'll have to try, and I'll tell you afterwards. A sneaky, underhanded attempt at a kiss, but still a damn sexy one. And I'm not getting tired of this anytime soon, so I hope you'll return the favor and continue to be all over me. Those hands over my body, my hands on yours. Just where does that leave us, I wonder? Have you figured it out yet? What I want from you? No, not so simple or robust as just touch, desires, and things of the sort. There's so much more to love and romance. Something I never really got to understand, but you've helped me. You've helped me figure out a lot of this. So, it's only befitting that you take responsibility. I know, through all of this I've been stingy, prideful, and I won't apologize for it. But what I will do is give you a chance. A chance to get your revenge, of course. What else did you think I meant? Where is that mind of yours wandering? You just never learn, do you? Though it's kind of cute if you think about it. This, you and I, everything put together into this bittersweet mess we melt into. You're cute when you're flustered, so pardon me while I do what I do best. Tend to you, slowly but surely. Take every inch of your body and claim it. Make everything you thought was your limit expanded that much more. Of course, I wouldn't want you to become a degenerate, so I'll only be doing some things on the degeneracy scale. What, you might be asking? Of course, that's for me to know and you to find out. But as you've no doubt guessed already, I won't tell you anything I don't want you to know. Of course, we share being two entwined souls, and you have done so many things, I'll give you a hint. You might want to guard your ears, if I were you. If you don't, you might find a kiss, a tongue, a bunch of different things teasing them. Of course, I know that's not your only weak point, nor is this just about sexual gratification. I wouldn't want our beautiful romance to be sullied by such notions. Instead, why don't we enjoy something a little more deep? The feeling of staring into your eyes like this. The passion in every single touch we exchange. I want the subtleties to be what truly makes the difference. Like a fine wine or a better piano than money can buy. The sound I want you to make, the taste I want you to have, can only be done with subtleties. Subtleties learned by 1,000,000 times of passionate exchanges. Now I wonder what that means for you and I. Aren't you curious what I have in store for you? What I want, what I need? But it's not just about me now, is it? If I was such a selfish bastard, you would have never fallen for me like this. Though that's only half true, because I am such a selfish bastard, but the difference is I'm a selfish bastard who knows exactly how to hit you where it hurts. Of course, that might make me manipulative by some people's standards, but I like to call it reassurance that you'll never think of anyone but me. If that makes me a token yandere or something of the sort, I care not. Why would I? When you look so satisfied, when I give you all my attention, that's all you wanted, wasn't it? You wanted someone to dote on your every move, to tend to every inch of your body, and to hear every word that you say and worship it, to tend to it in ways that you've never had that experience before, because simply all the other men, women, and non-binary people that exist out there just cannot compare to my sheer amazing. That's what's the difference. You and I. We're the difference. Being exceptional is what we do best. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, just like last time. I'm just saying I'm as close as humanly possible, and anyone who gets in our way is just another roadblock for me to ignore and move past. No one deserves my attention but you. You're the only one that proves interesting enough to make me waste my time. Of course, it's not a waste with you. Putting all of my pride aside, yes, I'm capable of doing that sometimes, just don't expect it much. I do have to have a heart-to-heart with you. This beautiful, gorgeous thing we have here, this feeling, this passion, this wondrous time. I've always dreamed of sharing it with you and only you. I've always wanted everything to be special again, because I feel like you've lost that. You've lost your own confidence that you're special, and I intend to fully re-educate you until you understand that that is not the case, and that will never be the case. If you weren't special, then I wouldn't be doting on you. Trust me, I don't make a habit of doting on anyone, let alone nobodies. And if that makes me toxic, then I'm afraid you've got a toxic man pressed up against you, looking you dead in the eyes, telling you that you belong to him, at least in the figurative sense. You belong to yourself, but you choose to belong to me, don't you? Just as I choose to belong to you. I have no room in my heart for others. And I think I've made it abundantly clear that that is the case, have I not? I don't think there's been a single time when someone's stolen my gaze away from you. Not someone with money, not someone with power. I've chosen you because you have a quantity. You have heart. And that's something not a lot of people do. Or maybe they do and I just don't see it because I'm biased. And I don't really care what the reality is. Because life is what we perceive it to be. And I perceive my life to be a roller coaster with you riding with me, hand in hand. And I intend to do everything to the best of my ability, including tease, please, and make you mine. Did you really think that I would stop there? No, of course not. This was a date night, after all, a reunion. I've been away for so long, and I wish I never did take that time away, because I missed you. I missed holding you in my arms. I missed your warmth. I missed your voice. I missed everything about you. And it feels nice knowing that you feel the same, don't you? Those words mean more than a kilo of gold. More than all the kilos of gold that exist in this world. And that's saying something. I might be a monetary man, but that doesn't mean that there aren't quantitative differences in things that exceed that. And perhaps I'm talking in circles, but it doesn't matter. Because you like to hear the sound of my voice, don't you? Now that it's opened up to your confessional, why don't you tell me all the other things you like? Oh, getting shy now? Then allow me to open up. I'll tell you all the things I like about you. I like that when you speak your mind, sometimes you lose your focus halfway in. You lose your passion through the words because you get nervous. That nervousness. It's cute. But how other times, when you're really passionate about something, it shows in different ways. Subtle movements of your hand. Sometimes it's the way you blink. Other times it's things you probably would never notice, and if I explained them to you, you'd think I was a mind reader. But even then, even if I was, so what? This is about now. The you in my arms. The us dancing across this grandiose place that we call home. And it doesn't have to be anything special. Well, of course it is anyways. What would be a day without spoiling you a bit, and spoiling myself? I thoroughly believe in both notions, and I don't think we're going to suddenly become less extravagant. You and I are going to live the lives that make people green with envy, and I personally enjoy that. That lovely feeling of exclusivity to your time. But even if we lost it all, I think I'd prefer living impoverished with you. Because I wouldn't feel like it. I'd still have something that nobody else in this world has. I'd have someone who truly listens to me. Someone who stuck with me when things look dark. Even through my mistakes and tears and pain. You've shown me you're not just someone who's fair weather. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for you. Look at me. Almost losing composure, but not quite. If you are looking forward to making me cry, you're going to have to try a lot harder than that. It's cute, though, how you thought I might. But even further, what do you think, my darling? What do you truly want? And I'm not saying in that vague, grasping at straws kind of way. I want to know exactly what matters most to you so I can give it to you. Something I can't give. What a prideful notion. Oh, so you really think that way? Interesting, if not completely misguided. Even still, I suppose all I need to do is disprove it firsthand. Then you'll believe in me. You'll believe that I can make anything happen for you, won't you? Well, make a wish. Look me right in the eyes when I grab you by the waist like this. And make a wish. This is your wish. But it's not only your wish. It's our wish now. And I don't care if it seems improbable. I don't care if people say it's not physically possible. I don't care if it's something so out of a fairy tale that nobody would ever believe it, even if you said it to their face. Because I'll believe in it. And I'll believe in you. Do you know why? Well, it's quite simple, really. I believe you're worth it. And I trust you. You've earned my trust. And your wish matters to me as much as it matters to you. Because your smile, your happiness, your contention, everything boils down to some form of worth. And the world likes to look at it in a very toxic, superficial way. But I like to see it as value. Both emotional, physical, monetary, everything has its own value system. But to me, the emotional impact that you've had on me, the deep connection that we've had, I have to admit to you, has had more of an impact on me than anything I could buy with money. And that's why your dream, your wish, your happiness will always come first in terms of me. And it doesn't matter if it's unbelievable, because I'll believe it. Even if it makes me out to be some kind of a fool, or you pull the wool over my eyes. It doesn't matter. Because I did so trusting my heart. And you're the one who taught me to do that. So I trust you'll take responsibility for your actions. And of course, if anything bad happens, you'll understand straight away that you'll hold responsibility for any consequences. I think it's a fair trade for me believing in you. That way you won't tease and waste time, will you? At least if you tease me and that's your wish, don't expect it not to be returned. No, of course not. I could never not return the favor. You're cute when you get pressed against the wall. And even cuter when you get the chance to really understand how in love with me you really are. Can you feel how much I love you? Can you feel how much I want you? How much every single touch matters to me? I don't want to seem superficial like certain individuals you've no doubt encountered. And I thought it only fitting that all of this was said directly to your face. You are mine. And of course, I don't plan to share, I don't plan to compromise on that fact. And you will continue to be forever. And of course, there's no way you could take it back. And that, my dear, is what it means to be in love with someone. Someone powerful, someone beyond what you've ever dealt with before. You must understand my toxicity of it is only superficial, while my passion is anything but. And you are so easy to tease. I mean, just look at you. Just look at you. Just look at you. Did I fluster you some more? It's okay. You could be honest with me. I'm just going to say it exactly how it is. And of course, there's no taking back any of this. I'm afraid you're stuck with me forever and ever and ever. So, what are you going to do about it? You just going to accept your fate like that? Twiddle your thumbs and let me take control of every aspect of everything? Somehow I knew you'd say that. But even still, you think you could face me? Then be my rival as much as my lover. That sounds like more fun that way, wouldn't you say? That way I keep you on your toes. You never know what's happening next, and you're always in a perpetual state of getting flustered and oh so cute just for me. Of course, it kills 3 birds with 1 stone, too. We get to enjoy every little thing about each other without ever worrying about those pesky little details. Those things that everybody else dotes on, wastes their lives worrying about, we'll be able to enjoy from the get-go. Now, I won't let you be lazy, of course. We're going to be busy, you and I. Whether it's kissing endlessly, or going across the world on trips unknown. I'm going to spoil you, but you must promise never to be spoiled. Easy enough, right? Well, we'll raise the stakes a bit and say that it's a punishment game. If you do end up getting spoiled, I have to reprimand you in a way that may or may not be quite attentive. What do you feel right now? I am oh so curious, because isn't this exactly what you wanted? Isn't this exactly what you were looking forward to from the very start? You must have known when you got involved with such a scoundrel as myself, it was going to end this way. Of course, I'd be a controlling, maniacal genius, and prideful to an end. But even I know my limits. And my limits would not be tested if I didn't get a chance to test you. What I mean, of course, is that you and I were special. You're perhaps the only person I could love. Well, for one, because you're so adorable. But for 2, it's a little more complicated. You're not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong. And that's something a lot of people don't know how to do. And if they try, I just can't take them serious with it. But you I can. And that means something. All of it does. The little things, they add up into big things. And before you know it, things change. But a lot of them remain the same. And I like both for different reasons. There's certain aspects of you that are the same as when I first met you. And certain things where you've matured a bit. And that excites me. Because you've managed to captivate me. The artist soul, if you will. I might be a shrewd businessman of sorts. And an assassin. Well, retired assassin. But that doesn't mean that I don't retain some of those nasty little side effects. I'm still very independent. But I wish to share that independence with you. Both to lead you to the right path and, well, long story short, that's what this ring was for. Yes, you could say that. It's whatever you make of it. I won't put any ideas in your head. Or maybe I just wanted you to come to your own conclusion. Maybe I like that fact that you're left wondering what this ring means. Is that diamond? Is it zircon? Is it something fake? Did I get it out of a popsicle machine or something else? I want you to guess. And its meaning doesn't really matter, and no matter what you say, it's going to be something vague, and you won't know exactly what it means, but I want to keep you guessing, so pardon me while I let you wander, while I let you struggle a bit. If I gave you every answer into my head, there'd be nothing left for mystery. There'd be no room to tease you, and I'd be bored out of my mind. Just like I was before I met you. Can't you see it? You changed things for the better. You helped me understand exactly what I needed. And also gave me a great distraction from things that bothered me. An escape from things that I never thought I could. And you helped me rise above my limitations. I'm finally the man I wished I could be before. Do you see me as that man? Or am I still just a teasing jerk What a strange way of putting it. So I can't tell. Is it that I'm an insufferable teasing jerk, or is it that you like insufferable teasing jerks? You like men who tease you to no end. Is that it? Doesn't that make you some kind of masochist or something? No matter, because the answer is irrelevant. You're stuck with me now by contract and by life. And I've sworn myself to you. So I'm afraid you'll never live a day of your life without teasing, without a bit of picking on, and without the attention of your loving man wrapped around you like the ring on your finger. Just look at me. I'm living every single day to my fullest, and by looks of it, so are you. All of this transpired for one reason and one reason only, because you let it do that. You consented to all of this, and you, of course, gave me every right to tease you into oblivion. Of course, you also get those times when you get to see different parts of me. Things that I would never show to anyone else. And you seem overjoyed every single time I mention it. Suit yourself, but don't I see parts of you that no one else gets to? Don't I get to enjoy diving into that pretty little mind and understanding something about you? I at least wish to dive deeper. I want to know more. And of course, I want you to feel. I want you to thrive. I want you to be every little detail that you want to be. But of course, I can't make it that easy, or you'd get bored. Being spoon-fed everything isn't your style, is it? I just couldn't let it be so easy, so we make it a game, like everything else. Everything's fun and games until everything falls down. When you broke down my walls, what did you think would happen? I'm asking out of pure curiosity. Or do you think I'm asking because I'm going to tease you? Your guess. The smile isn't something that I'm doing to tease you, nor are these hands wrapped around your hips. I do this because, while there's much I still admittedly have to learn about what it means to love someone, I can at least say, with a hint of pride, that I'm not completely inept in understanding you. I understand you a great deal more than when we first met, in such a way that I'm glad it happened the way it did. As peculiar as it is to say, I very much enjoy this crazy thing we call love. If for nothing else, the fact that I've managed to secure a place in your heart where I thought it would only ever be something of a burden to you. Yes, for most of my life I did consider myself a burden to others, to myself, and my pride as a compensation to make that void filled with something. And I found that when I was proud of myself, when I put myself on a pedestal, I did better at things. I thrived, even in my own mind. But it all came crumbling down when everything couldn't be solved with pride. And instead, I had to rely on other things. Things I never got a chance to really explore. But with you, I wish to. So if I might be so bold as to ask, will you let me explore those things with you? those insecurities, and those maddening times that don't seem to mean anything. I want to understand more with you. You see, the way I see it, there's two different paths that go forth from this point onward. The path where I'm completely honest with you, or the path that I walk my entire life in nothing but false pride, and I never know what it's like. What it's like to breathe on my own, what it's like to feel, without there being a caveat, a twisted version of everything. Treat me how you will, but my personality isn't the issue. It's how I view myself. Yes, you're more or less on the right path. Yes, indeed. I've always wanted to feel without having to think about it. I've always wanted to thrive while doing my best. But instead, as it is, I'm only half doing that. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't know how to put it into words. What I lack isn't confidence, but rather a way of expressing it that isn't so confident. A way that I can look at you and say I'm incomplete. Say that I need you, and mean it, instead of being too proud to admit it. So is this a confession? I wonder. What do you make of it? Is it a confession of eternal love for you? Or maybe a confession that I'm not the man you thought I was? Either way, it's going to always be kept in an interesting little package of feelings, emotions, pride, and of course, lots and lots of confusing little attitudes that you'll never understand until you do, of course. What do you think will push us over the edge? The limit's breaking on myself and you. I want to push more whenever you push back, and that's just it. The rivalry in love, the flourishing together at the opposite's behest, like a deck of cards stacked to always succeed, yet always being caught by the dealer. That's what I want life to be, a gamble that we could lose at any moment, but that we love to live nonetheless. I need that thrill, that curiosity, that I can't tell what you're thinking at that moment, but also that chaos you bring to things, the chaos mixed with the order, and I don't know which one will win at the end. That's what excites me. You excite me. You keep me going down a path that I can't see the end of, because I fear the end in things. I fear the end of anything, and therefore I refuse to write the end to this story. Will you do the same? Will you be stuck in limbo with me forever? Then, I suppose we'll find out together, won't we? How deep this rabbit hole goes. This love isn't just something. It's more. It's pure. It's chaos. It's passion. And I love living every second of it, through the good times and bad. So if you take today as anything, take it as a new confession that you know pretty much everything you'll ever need to. Yet, you know so little about me at the same time. I can't wait to surprise you. That brattiness of yours never ever stops, does it? But I suppose I like it. After all, if you weren't so bratty, then You'd never have the guts to do half the things you do. And I do so love the things you do. To me. And only to me. And possibly to yourself. Be mine, won't you? I promise I won't bite too hard. Of course, this reunion wouldn't be complete if I didn't embrace you properly. If I didn't take extra steps to ensure that you feel at home, that you feel wanted and loved. There's a lot of things that I am and a lot of things I'm not. But one thing I'll never be is ungrateful for you. You deserve every kiss. Every tight squeeze. And every adoring gesture that you get. The only thing is, there's a caveat. I don't feel like sharing you. And I assume you feel the same. If you say so, then it's a promise we'll have to seal with a special little ritual I like to call kissing until one of us gives up. Well, never stopped us before, did it? Well, to be fair, I never said where we were going to kiss. That's left up for the imagination. You cute little thing. I see you're tasty here too. I guess your lips wasn't the only thing. Well, since you insist, I suppose I'll have to dive into this investigation and prove to you that I do, in fact, love you, want you, and wish the best for you in more than one way. Believe it or not, I do love you. Just relax. I promise. Well, at least that I'd take care of you. I just never specified the details. Who cares? Who's counting those little details like this? Just relax, and I'm sure we'll both never stop enjoying this. Look at me, baby. Enjoying yourself a little too much, aren't you? But I like that. We're nothing if not excessive. And well, you deserve to enjoy yourself. And I want you to more than anything. Look at me. That's the look I like. So cute. I couldn't believe it. It still seems surreal. If I wasn't such a proud bastard, I'd never believe that there was someone like you in this whole wide world. But I can now. Just a little. I'll believe in you, no matter what. And I'll cherish you no matter what. Because I owe all the breaks in this monotonous life to you. And I love you so very much. Well, I can't argue with the results, but I only wish there was more. Hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves now. You seem exhausted, aren't you? Then. Well, if you insist, I could be troubled for some more time with you. More and more and more. I. I do love you so. You do so know how to make me flustered. And cuddles like this, they're not just ones that go skin deep. And I want you to know more than anything that all of this, everything we've ever done together, I've never regretted anything. And I won't start now. You're the prize, the crown jewel that makes everything feel right. And I don't plan on going anywhere. I trust you won't leave me either. Somehow I knew you'd say that. So instead you'll get something much, much better. Come here. Yes, you'll sit on my lap. Just like this. Why? Because there doesn't need to be a reason to appreciate someone who makes a difference to you. And besides that, I'm enjoying thoroughly your expression right now. It's glorious. Gorgeous, wonderful, and breathtaking. All things that make you more than adequate of deserving of my time. And I'll give it to you. You always do strike my heartstrings, even if it's something incredibly lewd that we're doing. It doesn't matter, does it? Because lewd or not, we end up together in a way that we weren't before. We end up in a multitude of ways that just never seem to stop. And I love it. I love it so, so much. Because I love you so much. You're so adorable. So, so adorable. And more than that, I just can't seem to get enough of you, no matter how much I try. And, well, you should be glad. It's your fortune and my time. And together, we make a pretty good team. At least a team adequate for indulging each other in the most that life has to give. Love, passion, pride, and, well, you might think me silly for saying this, but the pride in things doesn't compare to what you've done. From the very start, you've helped me in something that no one else ever could. You see, most things in this world, they don't pique my interest like you do. They don't give me that sense of fulfillment, that break from monotony. Many things just end up being the status quo that bores me to a dread. And I think how lucky I am to have you. Now it may seem like just a small thing to be thankful for, but it's not. That break from monotony that you've given me has become my everything. My break from putting on faces for crowds or being the person who saved the world. Instead, I'm just me. As monotonous as that might sound, it's been a relief. The freedom I've gotten is out of this world. And it's all thanks to you. You've saved me in more ways than one. And I'm thankful. So thankful. Because there's more to it than what it looks like. I'm not just a man who's madly in love with you. I'm a man who's madly in love with you, but also has quite a bit of self-issues, misunderstandings, and you're the only one I can truly express myself to without feeling so distraught. so helpless that I end up in well, a monotonous circle that never ends. That would be my own personal hell. Monotony that never ends, never changes. And that's what it's like without you. This world doesn't interest me, but you sure do. And I'm glad you do. For many reasons, but I'll just say I'm thankful for all of them. Now, where were we? Holding each other, kissing. I'd do it all over again, with you and you alone. And I hope these words don't just seem like my fabricated, cocky facade. That's not what you deserve. It may be a part of my personality, but it's not all of it. There is more depth to me, you know. And I'd like for only you to see it. What do you say? Oh, and no promise I won't pick on you more. Deal? You agreed too easily. Just be careful what you wish for.